One of the hard truths of modern life is that institutions, though built to serve us, often don't. Whether it's healthcare, education, or the courts, the structure starts to matter more than the people it's meant to help. Child support court, or 4D court, is no different. 4D courts feel less like halls of justice and more like medieval debtor's court, where dad stands as the vassal, paying tribute to mom, the crown's favored sovereign. Too often, child support court is joked about as the ladies' room or baby mama court. Historically, men have indeed coped with injustice and absurdity through humor and irony. But behind the jokes is a serious problem. The presumption that dad must prove his worth just to get to even. Now, I don't ask for favors for my clients. I ask for something simple, a level playing field. But even that feels rare. The system wasn't built for young dads, cast as reckless boys who trespassed, left a mark, and turned a woman into a mom. No one asks if he wanted a family too. He's just a passenger in a system celebrating the limits of man's choices. Built for a different time, child support guidelines once sought to even the race for women, but today they shackle young men who are already told to run uphill. But the assumption that moms nurture while dads provide, or magically provide what men don't, is outdated, unjust, and bigoted. Child support court doesn't serve the family, it chooses sides, but I don't know how to change that. The cringy, fringy Marxists who dominate discussions over change scare me. Leave it to the critical dolt theorists, who thrive on blind stereotypes, to make things much worse. The culture around child support court is backward and chaotic. Mom even gets a free lawyer. Young dads are outnumbered, outgunned, and unwelcome. He can't get a break, because that's not in the guidelines. Women dominate social work, education, mental health, and increasingly, law. They're also more tribal, more likely to team up, as a village or as an electoral bloc. Implicit bias runs deep among women, regardless of profession. Granted, women running the show might not always be a problem, but when one voice dominates the conversation, blind spots grow, and no one wants to admit the bias now runs in reverse. This isn't about blaming women or cursing the winds, it's about being honest. It's false to say men have the power in family court, much less child support court. It's false to say men thrive at the expense of women. The numbers, the experiences, the daily frustrations of good dads in these courts say otherwise. Patriarchy is dead. Her Honor took the bench several election cycles ago. Voters prefer women over men who run for office, that's just fact. In coming videos we'll break this down piece by piece. But know this, due process and equal protection must apply to dads, as a class. Today's child support guidelines and standard orders violate those rights. They are unconstitutional. Men who are dads have a right to thrive, without fear of being jailed or endlessly taxed for laws which ignore the actual demands of his modern life. I simply stand for truth and candor. And I do fight for dads. The modern girl power mentality echoed by male politicians is embarrassing. We'll talk about those sellouts too. Don't expect help from any politico unless they're also a judge. Loving our mothers, sisters, and daughters doesn't mean staying silent about injustice. I'm Scott K. Boats, Dad's trial lawyer. Call me at 713-664-4010. It's time to level the playing field, or just admit that it's not.